Retardmaxing will completely change your life, right? It will completely change the overall life experience that you're having. It will completely change the way you progress in life. And you'll be able to see a really great transformation once you start implementing the principles of retardmaxing, acting a little bit less intelligent than you actually are, stop overthinking, and you actually manage to get a whole better life experience from this. All right. So actually, who am I? My name is Billy. I'm 16 years old. This is my physique. I'm a bodybuilder, online fitness coach. And yeah, I no longer go to school anymore. This is me graduating. And yeah, I like to travel. Recently, I got back from a trip from Thailand. I went to Thailand solo. I'm staying in the UK right now. I just got back from a big trip from the US actually. And I'm heading back home soon to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, which is where I actually live. And I'm going back in just a week or so. But yeah, love to travel, love to live life, love to be disciplined. And basically, retardmaxing really plays into this. And it's something that's really helped me transform my overall life and life experience. So yeah, if you do want to get my help in implementing this, and also you want to get a free course on how to upgrade your physique, and upgrading your physique will obviously allow you to progress further in your studies, business, because overall, when you upgrade your physique, your life gets a whole lot better. So if you want my help in doing that for completely free, you can check out my community there. There's over 135 other guys in there, all upgrading their life. So yeah, if that sounds like something you might be interested in, then go check that out. But yeah, okay, so what is retardmaxing? All right, I gave a bit of an overall explanation, but it's, as I said, it's basically just acting a bit less intelligent than you actually are. All right, stop overthinking things. Stop, making a pros and cons list. Just take action. Just decide in the moment. All right, and this is basically two good archetypes to look at when you're trying to compare the two of them. All right, so you have the fun optimizer and the optimized overthinker. All right. So the fun optimizer basically just optimizes for fun. All right. When he's in the gym and he's like overthinking, he's like, do I do an extra set? Should I? He just thinks to himself, what would be fun right now? Yeah, another set would be fun. I think I could hit a PR. I feel good. So he goes for it and he hits it. The optimized overthinker scrolls, looks up on his phone, he's reading studies and he's like, what's the best exercise to do right now? What do I do? He's the guy watching like the form tips in the gym. He's overthinking so much to the point that he doesn't take any action. And because he doesn't take any action, he doesn't see any results. All right. Let's just say you're getting ready and you want to know what to eat for breakfast. So the fun optimizer just thinks, what do I feel like eating right now? I'd actually love to have some eggs right now. How many eggs? 6. Just decide on the spot. Make 6. Nice. Optimizer the thinker is going to sit there for 30 minutes and think to himself, like, what do I eat? What would be the best meal to eat right now so I feel good later? And he Googles and he watches videos, best way to meal prep, best way to make breakfast so then you don't, get like tired later on in the day. He's constantly trying to optimize his life and overthinking about it to the point where he doesn't even get to live his life because he's thinking too much about it. All right. So this is the best way that I thought of to overcome it. And I call it the shrug your shoulders method. All right. Basically, what you need to do is, let's say you're in the gym and you can't decide between doing, some dumbbell curls or if you want to do a cable curl using the cables. All right. You just shrug your shoulders and decide straight away. Okay. You could sit there for genuinely 10 minutes and deliberate between the two, search out which is the best exercise to do. Or you could just shrug your shoulders, decide in the second. You shrug your shoulders, one will come to your mind, but you want to do a bit more. Go and do that. All right. There's a reason why your body is telling you to do it. Maybe you actually realize that it is the better exercise for you, right? They're both going to work. They're both going to grow your biceps. But if you just shrug your shoulders and make a decision, first of all, you save a lot of time, a lot of mental fatigue, and you also have more fun because you get to it, you just start taking action, and overall, that's going to improve the quality of your workout, the quality of your life overall. Okay. Another example, again, bring this back to meal times. Let's say you're eating lunch and you can't decide between this or this, or you're in the shop and you can't decide what to buy. All right. You just want to decide straight away. In a restaurant, you're looking at the menu, shrug your shoulders. What do you feel like right now? Get it. All right. Instead of sitting there deliberating between like 5 different options, should I get pasta? Should I get pizza? Should I get a flipping Greek salad? All right. Just shrug your shoulders. What do you actually want to eat right now? Listen to your body. All right. Be in tune with your body and it will tell you what it actually needs. All right. Maybe if you've been lacking protein all day, you've been lacking carbohydrates and protein, for example, it'll tell you to get the pasta dish, which has a bunch of chicken in it, for example. All right. Because your body's quite smart. It actually knows what it needs, not what, the studies are saying that you need to get. It's actually going to tell you what you need in that moment. So if you shrug your shoulders, instead of overthinking it, you just go for it, then you'll find that you actually figure out what your body actually needed in the first place. All right. You save a bunch of time. You don't get all like in your head and stressed about it. You just take action. All right. So to basically bring this back, when I was a bit younger, I had a bit of a junk food addiction. I'd go to the corner shop in the UK. I used to live there. And I'd go to the corner shop and I'd look between 2 drinks. It would be like a Fanta, you know what that is, and a Pepsi Max. Basically like 2 soft drinks. Okay. And instead of just deciding which drink I wanted in that moment, I would sit there for genuinely 5 to 10 minutes in the shop, just stand there and just look between the two, like think about which one would taste better, which one would be better. And I'd just sit there Now looking back, I would have had a much better life. I mean, first of all, I've basically quit those drinks now. You shouldn't be drinking them. But in that moment, I would have been so much better off just shrugging my shoulders and just going with the drink that came to mind. I want the Pepsi, taking it, buying it, going home. Save time, save energy, you have more fun, and you don't have this constant overthinking in your brain, which is genuinely just holding you back. All right. So, for some more specific examples, obviously that's a pretty good specific example, but also let's say in your relationship, all right? Let's say, a friend or your girlfriend's just texted you and, they're asking for something. And technically, you've seen the message, so you should respond, straight away. Your girlfriend's messaged you, she's asking you for something, you should respond straight away. But let's say you're in a really bad mood, all right? You had a shitty workout, I don't know, you're a bit sick maybe, you're a bit tired, you're jet lagged from a flight. Instead of responding in that moment, which is what you should technically do, you're actually better off waiting, because of the fact that if you replied now, you'd have like a bad mood, you might get into an argument. It would overall be a lot worse. All right. You have to be in tune with yourself. And this is basically what retardmaxing is. All right. You just ask yourself, do I want to do this? Yes or no? Chances are you don't want to respond in that moment. So you don't respond. Because if you were to respond, it would be a whole lot worse for you, a whole lot worse for them. It just doesn't make sense to. All right. Another example is, let's say you have like plans with a friend or something, and you wake up in that morning and you don't want to go. Let's say you had plans to go rock climbing, bouldering, but you wake up in the morning and your back hurts because you trained back yesterday in the gym and you're tired. Maybe you're a bit sick. Technically you should go because you've already made these plans. And don't be a bad person. Don't cancel like while we're already there. But let's say your plans are in a few hours and you just wake up in that morning and you just feel like shit and you don't want to go. If you were more retarded, what would you do? You wouldn't think about what your friend wants. You wouldn't think about what society expects you to do. You would just do what you actually want to do, which is not go. Because if you were to go, you'd be in a bad mood, which is just shit for your friend. Right? He doesn't want to be sat there while you're like bitching and whining and all tired and sick. You're a whole lot better off rescheduling it and going at a time when you're both feeling good. Okay. You have to be very smart about this. And it's just about, well, it's actually not being smart. That's the whole idea of this. Okay. It's about being dumber than you actually are, okay? Forget about societal pressure. Think about what you should technically do and just do what you actually want to do, because that's what a really retarded person would just do. In that moment, they're just like, do I want to do this? Yes or no? And they decide in that moment, okay? Do I want to bulk? Do I want to cut? You could sit there for genuinely months. I've done this before, deliberating between the two, getting distracted. Which one do I want to do? Do I want to build muscle, but, be a bit fatter right now? Do I want to cut down, look better, but, not have as much muscle mass, as much strength? Just decide in the moment, because you already know the pros and the cons of each. You just have to choose one and stick to it. All right. That's what the dumb person in the gym would do. They just go, yeah, I do want to bulk right now. And then they do it. Okay. They don't overthink it. They don't think twice about it. They just do it and keep going. Okay. But if you're, the overthinker optimizer, you're just going to be sat there for a long time and try and optimize it and think of the best thing to do. Everyone else is taking action and you're not. So who's going to make more progress? Obviously, the person who's thinking less, technically not following the studies, not doing the science-based lifting, but he's going to make more progress because of the fact that he's just doing what he wants and he's just doing what he actually feels like doing. Okay. And to back up this mindset of basically just doing what you want in that moment, as long as you've got good mental health, you're not depressed, you're not suicidal or something, you naturally want to improve. Okay, think about this. Like, if you tell someone just do what you want, they're going to say, well, I'll just eat a bunch of shit food and sit on the couch and watch TV. But is that actually what you want to do? Because I'd argue that, at a base level, that's not actually what you want to do. You weren't put on this earth and you thought, yeah, I just want to watch TV all day and just not do anything and just be fat. No. Primarily, if you look back a few generations, we just constantly want to improve, to go out and hunt to get food, get stronger, build more muscle, be able to protect our whatever tribe, whatever it is. Okay. So biologically, I think we can agree that we want to keep progressing and keep improving. It's because of modern day addictions, distractions, TV, social media, junk food. You're addicted to these things maybe, but that's not actually what you want to do. Okay. So if you actually listen to your body and what your body wants to do, it will basically always be something positive that pushes you forward, right? So if we can agree on this, and that means that, let's say, you're in the gym, you're going to want to keep going to the gym because that's actually what you want to do. So by doing whatever you want, that's not a negative thing. It's actually a positive thing, because at a base level, you do want to constantly improve, get stronger, have better mental health. You do want to improve. So as long as you have good mental health and you're not trying to self-sabotage yourself, listening to what you actually want to do is actually a positive thing and can actually change your life. And I would argue that this is the main premise of retard maxing. Okay, it's just doing what you want in the moment. It's just, instead of overthinking, you just take action. You just get it done. You just do something. You just decide in that moment what you want to do, and then you just go for it. All right. So instead, next time, just you start with a decision. What to eat for dinner, what workout to hit, what workout split to follow, to bulk or to cut, to date this girl, to not date this girl. Just listen to what you actually want to do. And instead of sitting there making a whole pros and cons list, well, this is great and this is bad, just make a decision. Just make a decision, because your brain has already gone through the pros and cons. It's a very smart thing. But instead of you trying to outthink everything, just take action. Just decide what you want to do. Do that and don't look back. All right. This is Retardmaxx saying it will completely change your life. It will allow you to upgrade all of the areas of your life very quickly. And if you want my help in implementing this and all the other systems, get my full workout plan for completely free. Check it out. The top link in the description. Upgrade, you can join. And yeah, this will completely change your life. So yeah, if you learned something new from this video, subscribe, like the video and everything like that. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.